We start with the Miami Heat coming off a loss in Sacramento that left LeBron hurting with a strained right groin. Game time decision Saturday at Portland. A big game for both clubs. As it turns out, LeBron, the four-time MVP, would sit this one out. But he got a lot of help from his teammates. Damian Lillard, long three, 16 in the game. And Portland is up by 2 at Moda Center.
Both teams sharp in this one, Vince. Both over 50% field goal shooting as Miami responds with the Dwayne Wade dunk. A hard fall for Dwayne Wade. He'd be all right.
He shook that off, kind of flexed his hand, open a couple of times, but it looked worse than it actually was. 45-38 Portland. L.A. to Wesley Matthews, who lays it up and in.
And Wesley Matthews is a great post player for such a small player.
Chalmers dropping this to Chris Bosh. Rio with the 9-9-9 line in the game. And Mo Williams finding LaMarcus Aldridge for the jumper. 22 and 7 for L.A. Portland is up by 7 at this point. Then Chris Bosh, big from 3. Hits that one to tie it at 96, and Wade to Bosh again.
Uh-oh.
And Miami is up 3.
He's feeling it from the three-point line.
Nicola Batum now. Fouled while shooting the 3 and made all 3.
No doubt there's a foul by Dwayne Wade there. Just a mistake by a veteran player fouling a three-point shooter.
But he'll make up for it.
Take that. Just explodes to the basket to tie it at 105.
Ref, don't I get a foul on that?
Now Damian Lillard losing the ball. Batum gets it, and then he is fouled. So he goes to the line, and Batum makes the first and makes the second. Portland is up by 2, 107-105. Now, flashback March 31st last season. LeBron not playing. Chris Bosh versus the Spurs, and a game-winning 3. Bang! So, back to present day. Watch this play. Dwayne Wade with the basketball. Driving hard to the basket, leaves it for Bosh. Swoosh! With 0.5 left. What a terrific play, Zeke.
A terrific play and a terrific shot. I mean, and when he let it go, he knew it was going in. He was backing up, and the excitement with he and LeBron. I mean, this is what you love about the Miami Heat.
And the go-ahead three-pointer makes it 108-107, and a last chance and a great look for L.A.
Hey, good look by Terry Stotts. Draws up a good one for LaMarcus Aldridge. Just rushed that shot with 0.5 to go. You can see his reaction to it, like, man, I had a chance.
And
Miami celebrating.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of contact here after the game. The guys were really fired up as Miami takes it in just a breathtaking ball game. Just a third home loss for the Blazers. Bosh, a season-high 37, including the game winner. He was 3 of 3 from three-point range. D. Wade, 16 points and 7 assists, and Wesley Matthews, 23 to lead Portland, which had won 7 of 8. So Miami moving to 9-5 on the road, and with the win, they've taken 20 of 21 versus the West. And pleased to welcome from Moda Center the hero of the game for the Miami Heat, Chris Bosh. Chris, congratulations on a tremendous win in a very difficult place to play. Please take us through that final 3 for the winner.
Well, we had a draw up, and Coach wanted me to kind of have an ISO on the right wing, but I told him I wanted to pop a 3 for the win. So that allowed Dwayne to kind of be aggressive, and if they brought 2 to the ball, I told him I'd be behind the three-point line waiting. You know, it was kind of an awkward pass a little bit, but, you know, I think he wanted to just kind of pass it away from the defense. And it was, I was able to get a clean look, and I just let it go.
Chris, how have you stayed motivated through this season? You guys have had to deal with some injuries in terms of the rhythm, in terms of Dwayne Wade going in and out of the lineup. How have you guys stayed motivated, and how have you yourself stayed motivated to be able to put in a performance like this tonight? 37 points. Some nights you only may get 15. Some nights you may get 20. But tonight you put in 37. You go back to your old all-star self in terms of the way you used to play in Toronto. How do you keep yourself motivated, and how do you keep yourself in tune to do that? Well,
I mean, just always being ready. I love the game of basketball, and I think there's always motivation everywhere around us. And to me, winning never gets old. I always tell myself that going into each and every game, and especially tonight with LeBron being out, I wanted to get myself into a rhythm early and kind of really make an impact offensively early and often with our group. We have a lot of talented guys, but I felt it was my opportunity to kind of step up and be a playmaker for our team. I was able to get it going early, and I think that really helped me out and really helped space the floor a little bit, and I was able to see a lot of lanes, get some attacks, get to the free throw line a couple of times, and just try to do the best job as I can.
Without LeBron James in Portland, the Miami Heat needed a hero, and there he is, Chris Bosh, draining a three, his third of the night with .5 remaining, and the Miami Heat hanging on to beat the Portland Trailblazers 108-107 in Moda Center. A season-high 37 points for Chris Bosh. And a big celebration from the semi-injured LeBron James. He found health enough to be able to celebrate after the game, but sitting that one out with a strained right groin. Bosh was terrific, and D. Wade comes back with 16 and 7 assists. Afterward, LaMarcus Aldridge, who had 22 in the game and 7 rebounds, talked about the heartbreak finish and Bosh's heroics.
Was there miscommunication there on the Chris Bosh three, or what happened?
Yeah, it could have been, we just, timing it down, you gotta, definitely do our coverages. Both guys went with Wade, it was a ball screen, and both guys went with Wade, just in the moment, we definitely, have to be better going down the stretch. I could have been better. I could have broke it off and, not chase him down, up to the rim, but I did, and Bosh made, one, a really tough shot.
Tough shot indeed. How tough, Bones?
Well, it was funny to hear Chris Bosh talk earlier about confusion late in the game. So it was basically 7.5 seconds to go here. Let's look at the way it was drawn up. You see Cole, Chalmers, Ray Allen, and Dwayne Wade in the game. So the big guy in the game is Chris Bosh on this high pick and roll. But the mistake happens, in my opinion, on LaMarcus Aldridge here because Nicholas Batum is running alongside. You see the 3 smalls spotted up on the weak side as shooters to spread out the defense, but Batum is running in line with Wade. There's no reason for LaMarcus Aldridge to come here on the help. That can come from the baseline where Lillard is, but both Aldridge and Batum take off. You see how far the other 3 Portland defenders are away from Chris Bosh, who's sitting at the top of the key. Dwayne Wade recognizes where those guys are and throws just really a nonsensical behind-the-back pass. He's trapped. He knows Bosh is there. This pass goes nowhere near Chris Bosh. He's got to move a good 3 or 4 feet to his right, which makes this rotation even longer for the defenders of Portland. Look at them scrambling to get out there. Bosh had already hit 2 threes in the quarter. The third one gets up and is the biggest one of the game as he wanted to take the 3. And then lastly, you'll see Batum. Look at the communication with Aldridge. He's telling him right here, you don't need to go. I had him covered on that play. So breakdown there, Chris Bosh celebrating, and you can see this is a great still photo. The 2 guys there. Look how far Chris Bosh is away from where that ball potentially is going to go. But that's the assist of the night for the Miami Heat as Chris Bosh hits the big one in Portland.
Yeah, and to the Blazers' credit, they did try to scramble back and offer some resistance over Bosh, make it a little tougher, but your point is a good one, Bones. And how about your point here, Isaiah, on how good Miami is without LeBron James being able to go in there and win a game like this, a tight game in Portland? A
very tight game, and they play within themselves. They stick with their system. But what I'm more impressed with the Miami Heat is, they keep finding ways to get motivated. They've been to the mountaintop twice in this league. They've won back-to-back championships. There are no big games for them in the regular season. But they find a way to make this a big game, and they get motivated for it.
Right. Now, I'm not a big believer in statement games, but this game will go a long way, I think, for a team as great as the Miami Heat.